The world government in One Piece is one of the most powerful and psychologically terrifying organizations in anime. But what makes them so effective isn't just military force. It's their mastery of fear, identity control, and collective manipulation. And with the newest season finally revealing the Gorosei's monstrous forms, their ancient connections, and the true scale of their power, it's time to break down the psychology behind the world government. Fear is the foundation of the world government's rule. Their entire system operates on a simple psychological principle. If people fear you, they will obey you, even if they don't trust you. The Buster Call, public executions, and mass destruction events aren't just political decisions. They are performances, psychological theater, a way to traumatize the whole world at once. Millions of citizens have grown up hearing stories that the government delivers absolute justice. But what they're actually learning is, if you resist, you will be erased. Fear becomes tradition. Tradition becomes obedience. The newest season focuses heavily on Egghead, and this is where the darkest psychology emerges. The government does not just hide the truth, they erase it. This is a real-world psychological tactic known as memory silencing. If you erase a population's history, you erase their identity. If you erase their identity, you erase their ability to imagine change. The Void Century is forbidden not because it's dangerous. It is forbidden because the truth would collapse the world government's myth of legitimacy. And nothing terrifies them more than a world that realizes they are not our saviors. They are our jailers. This season also reveals the psychological heart of the world government, the Gorosei. Their behavior is rooted in a god complex, a genuine belief that they are superior life forms chosen to rule the world. Notice how they speak calmly about genocide, how they treat nations as disposable pieces, and how they react violently to any disrespect. This isn't political corruption, this is narcissistic divinity, a state where someone believes their morality defines morality. In psychology, this is called mythic authoritarianism, leaders who turn themselves into untouchable legends. The Gorosei maintain psychological distance from the world specifically so they can act without empathy. Then there's Imu, a figure who embodies the ultimate psychological weapon, invisible authority. Imu's power is not just their ancient age or destructive ability, it's the fact that the world doesn't even know they exist. When a ruler is invisible, they never face accountability. They never receive blame. They never lose legitimacy. This creates a psychological state where citizens believe the system is the ruler, not a person. It removes the target. It removes the enemy. It removes the hope of rebellion. Another psychological tactic used by the government is moral disengagement, the ability to commit horrific acts while believing they're doing something righteous. You hear it constantly. This is for peace. This prevents chaos. This is justice. When you repeat a lie long enough, the brain accepts it as truth. The workers inside the system, Marines, Cypherpol, government officials, must suppress their own empathy to survive. They become tools. Not because they're evil, but because the government built a system where thinking is dangerous, but obeying feels honorable. Maybe the most important psychological insight of all is this. The world government is terrified of freedom. Not because freedom leads to chaos, but because freedom leads to truth. People who are free begin to ask questions. Free people uncover history. Free people challenge authority. The government's biggest fear is not pirates. It's not revolutionaries. It's not power. Their fear is the idea that the world might realize it doesn't need them anymore. And the newest season shows something incredible. The system is finally cracking. The facade of perfection is breaking apart. Truth is leaking out. Vegapunk's messages, Egghead's battles, the Marines questioning orders, the Gorosei losing composure. Psychologically, this is the beginning of the end. An authoritarian system collapses the moment people realize it's vulnerable. The world government built its empire on fear, lies, and myth. But as the new season makes clear, you can't suppress human freedom forever. Not when a man like Luffy exists.